I tell you about the blues. All Negroes like the blues. Why? Because they was born with the blues. And now everybody have the blues. Sometimes they just don't know what it is. And I was born with you, wasn't I, blues? Wounded with you, wounded, read and forward, and sit from address to address, stamped, stomped, and returned to the center by nobody else but you. Blue rider, riding me off every chance you got. You mean old grudge for heart, a table turning demon, you sexy soul sucking gem, blue diamond in the rough. You are forever. Don't care how they cut and smuggle and shine you on. You're like a shadow, too dumb, stubborn, and necessary to let them turn you into what you ain't. With color, or theory, or power, or paint. That's how you can stay in style without sticking and not getting stuck. And you know how to sting where I can't scratch, and you move from frying pan to skillet the same way you move people to go to wiggling their bodies, juggling their limbs, loosening that goose, opening their voices, opening their pores, and rolling their hips and lips. They can shake their bodies, but they can't shake you. I am Sequoia Canada, and I like photography and spoken word poetry. I like doing portraits, so I usually take pictures of like my family, my sisters, but I take pictures of like strangers as well. Like I just stop them on the street and be like, can I take a picture of you? And they're like, sure. Sometimes they say no, but most times they say yes.
She talks about photography a lot. And so even if photography isn't her career, I think she has realized that it's an important part of her life.
I know I want to be a social activist for colorism. That's something that's really, really important to me. So I want to be doing something with that, mixed with like photography. I'm not sure what that looks like, but I know that that's my dream job.
I met Sequoia in 11th grade, the beginning of 11th grade, and she, immediately stood out as a thinker, but looking really deeply for knowledge and access to tools to be successful for herself and for her family.
The only reason why I'm pushing so hard to be successful is because of my little siblings. I have 4 younger siblings looking up to me, and I don't have time to fail. I don't have time to be a regular teenager and to go out and do the things that I want to do, but that's okay.
Sequoia has come through a long journey with her family. Her mom hasn't really been around, but she does have a lot of responsibility that some average teenagers do not have. She has to take care of her sisters and help her grandmother, so she's had to grow up pretty fast.
My brother was basically the father that I never had, because my dad was a PCP user and he ran over this little girl and paralyzed her from the waist down. And so he went to jail for 6 years, and then after that, my mother went on like this downward spiral, and she started using drugs.
My mother was making really, 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 really bad choices. She just kept coming. I mean, then after a while, the drugs got so bad.
So I remember leaving the house. I don't remember too much where I was going or what happened, but I know that I ended up at this apartment. I remember walking up the steps, and it was a room kind of like in the back, so I went there because the light was on. And my mother was upstairs with her, I guess you can call it like pimp, I don't know. And she was about to perform some type of sexual act on him when I walked in. He basically said, I don't want you to do this anymore, I want your daughter. And she was so strung out that she looked at me, and then she looked at the white package thing that he had, and she said, come here, baby, he's not gonna hurt you, just come here. I ended up running out of the house. I don't know why I ran. I don't know why I didn't go to her since she was my mom, but I remember me going back to our apartment and then just crying. I've been trying so hard to get her to understand how much she hurt me. Growing up, I've been trying to do that, but she never really listened to me. She's been saying she loves me since, I was young. But kind of old now. It's like, yeah, you love me, but, you know, what is love when you've abandoned me? It's nothing. I don't even think there are words to express how much I love my granny and how much I appreciate her. She just believes in me so much. I don't want to disappoint her.
Miss Ruby Leaf is the grandmother everybody wants. She will do anything for her grandchildren. Ruby is very protective of her grandchildren, very protective of Sequoia, and she also knows what Sequoia needs to be successful and to get out of the hood.
I'm so proud of her for going to school, you know. Ain't nobody in our family graduated. Nobody went to the 12th grade, not even my kids, you know. For her to go to the 12th grade, y'all don't know what that means. She got there, and I did it. I did it. I really did it. She got there. And she's amazing. She's just an amazing lady.
Sequoia Canada is a phenomenal human being, and she's gonna be, oh, cry. She's gonna be something special.
I've accepted the fact that my parents weren't in my life and they made some pretty terrible choices, but I didn't. And so why shouldn't that be celebrated? And I also feel as though if I can share my story to inspire somebody else, then I'm doing justice to the world, you know?
Anything that comes her way, any blessing, she's earned it. Nothing is just given to her. Sequoia has honestly, she's beat all her odds. She's beat all of her odds.